With the end of October coming, winter is quickly approaching. Temperatures start to fall, and a winter coat and a toque become a regular part of morning chores.
Don't forget what you love the most. I just want to keep you close.
The undergrowth has died back, and almost all of the trees have lost their leaves. But one thing hasn't changed: the doggos are always excited about breakfast.
Good girl. There you go. Good girl. I'm a common tiny dog.
What's it for?
Trying to sit, good girl. Alright. Alright. Give it the kisses. Kisses. Good girl.
There's so
Good
much more
girl.
than we've been told. Baby, I'm what
Who's a
we
good
can
girl? Who's a good girl?
keep your eyes open
That a happy doggy. That a happy
for the
doggy.
things that we
Good girl.
Oh, you have to give it one more try. Now that the idiots are taking over.
And as excited as Dexter gets for breakfast, this little dude is not happy about the cold weather at all. The cats don't go outside, but Miss Freya here sure is happy about the wood stove.
What's it for? What's it for?
You gonna get yourself up here, or do I have to pick you up? I have to pick you up? And Phoenix doesn't really lay in front of the wood stove the way Freya does, but she still appreciates the warmth. You're such a princess, Phoenix. And as far as my opinion on winter goes, I think the snow is pretty, but I can't really say I appreciate the cold, although my boyfriend John really likes it. Welcome to northeast of Algonquin. My name's Kara, and I run a small homestead in the woods with my boyfriend John in eastern Ontario in Canada. We have 3 dogs, a wild raspberry foraging chihuahua named Dexter, and livestock guardian dogs, Bridget and Athena. And there's the cats, Phoenix, who is an affectionate menace, and Freya, who's the sweetest, dopiest cat in the entire world. And we can't forget Layla, our velveteen lob rabbit. Oh yeah, and somewhere around 50 chickens. Life on the homestead is always chaotic. There's daily chores that need doing, and hardly anything goes to plan. There's always at least one project, or 5, on the go, and the list of things that needs fixing never seems to end. You probably won't see John on camera very much, but join me while we navigate the ups and downs of homesteading and learning on the go. This life we've chosen is anything but easy, but we wouldn't trade it for the world. Good morning, everybody. Look out. Look out. Look out. Good morning, guys. It's been a minute. So I guess last week's video was not homesteading related at all. And that's because I really didn't do anything homesteading related last week. And so the week before, you guys got 2 videos just because I had gotten backed up because our internet went down, and it was down for like 3 days. And so I was having a heck of a time getting the what was supposed to be the previous week's video to load. So I guess there was about 2 weeks there where there was no video. And yeah, it wouldn't upload. It kept going to 17% and wouldn't go past that for some reason. But, you know, I guess that's what you deal with sometimes when you live in the boonies. And, you know, I know there's a lot of traffic noises, but we are kind of in the middle of nowhere and logging country here. And where I'm located, they stopped running the fiber optic lines literally around the bend. They always seem to forget that there's a few houses past a certain point. It's the same way with the natural gas. They stopped running the natural gas just around the bend too. So we would have to pay a ridiculous amount of money in order to get natural gas, or in order to get them to run the fiber optic lines. And so we are with, annoyingly, a company called Explore at the moment. It used to be ExploreNet. And try as I might, I cannot get John to agree to let me get Starlink. Even though it would be way better than what we have now. No need to have text come out or anything like that to realign the satellite, or align the dish rather, which is what we're dealing with at the moment. And so, yeah, he's readjusted the, sorry, I'm having a hard time looking at the camera because the sun is like coming directly above the camera. He readjusted the dish a few days back, and it seems to be working now, but yeah, I personally would prefer to have Starlink. But, you know, my video gamer boyfriend, computer gamer boyfriend, is allergic to technology, as we know. Still runs on a flip phone. And I just can't seem to convince him that Starlink would be the better option. So, yeah. Anyway, not 100% sure what I'm going to get up to today. Man, that sun is just like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy it's sunny because we've had a bunch of days of, like, the last, you know, couple of weeks, it's been mostly gloomy days. We haven't had as much rain as one would think for the amount of clouds we've had. And we need it. Our water levels are very low up here right now. But yeah, not 100% sure what I'm going to get up to today. I do need to move some dirt around in the run. But yeah, I do need to dig out the by the gate there. So I don't know how many videos back now. You guys would have seen me installing a piece of plywood by the gate to keep the dirt from coming down too far from the chickens kicking it up and that. Because again, their run is built on a hill. And so everything gets pushed down. But that the level there, it just needs to be brought down. I need to be able to lower the level of the plywood because stepping up 2 feet is, well, quite frankly, it's a pain in the butt. And I don't want to do it anymore. So I want to lower the level of the dirt, cut the plywood lower, and then just keep it better managed. And bring some more of the dirt further up because I still have those stones, the rocks along the fence line at the top there. And so I need to bury that fence line again. And so I figure I'll bring the dirt from the bottom that they kicked down from the top back up to the top. But yeah, I also need to work on boundary training with the dogs with their GPS collars too. So, because yeah, it would be nice to be able to have them off leash. And even though technically we are fenced in, it's only a 4-foot fence. And so in the winter especially, but any time of year, the dogs are big enough that they could jump that fence if they really wanted to. And as you can hear, we live on a highway, and that's a risk that I really don't want to take. So we've got spot on GPS collars, and I need to start getting them trained to those and trained to the boundary, which will be within the fence line. So it'll give a beep in that when they get too close to the boundary, and warn them that they're too close. So yeah, that's something that needs to be done too. But, you know, we do what we can one step at a time and go from there. Anyway, we'll see what I get up to today. All right, so I am in the chicken coop, the chicken run. And this is the area, I won't go down. There we go. This is the area here that I was talking about before that needs to be shoveled out. So that board is 2 feet above the ground on the other side. And it's just a pain in the butt, really, to try and get in and out, because you're having to grab hold of the posts and, you know, step up. And hi, Ollie. So I'm going to try and bring the level of the dirt down, you know, significantly. But I don't know how well I can show this, but yeah, it's quite a bit of dirt that needs to come down, as you can see. We've got Ollie here, and we're going to try and move it up there. I recently got a dump cart. I was considering, hi Chicky, it's one of my olive eggers here. I was considering getting one of those wheelbarrows that has 4 wheels rather than 3. Actually, I just realized that's one wheel is not even touching the ground there. This one here is like probably a good 3-4 inches off the ground, so I'm gonna have to reposition that. But I need it to be against something so it doesn't roll on me, because we're, like I say, on a hill here. But yeah, I was considering getting one of those wheelbarrows that has 4 wheels. But I figured a dump cart would be probably, for me at least, for what I do, the most convenient for this. So yeah, we're gonna try and get started here, see how hard this is to dig. So, because I'm not anticipating it being very easy, but I currently have a whole bunch of birds. Hi, Red, you're a pretty boy. Whole bunch of birds here that are gonna scatter in a minute. And yeah, we'll get started. All right. Let's see here. Are we? Well, we're kind of stable. All right. Let's see. Oh, not too bad so far. All right. So I don't know how heavy this dirt is going to be. So I'm not going to overload the dump cart to start with. Because I don't want to be struggling to get it up the hill. But yeah, as you can see, I'm also having to crouch down a little bit here because of how low the fence is on the top, or the chicken wire. is on the top here. But see how much of this we can get moved. And next year, I'll probably shovel dirt from here into the garden because with the chickens out here, this will be good, nice fertilized dirt. All right, let's see how hard this is for me to pull up the hill. Not anticipating it being very easy, but oh hey, that's not so bad. Okay, perfect. Look out, guys. Look out, guys. Okay. So, ooh, don't tip on me. Don't tip on me. Jeez. That's the other thing about this ground being so uneven. Oh, jeez, don't trip over a friggin' stump. Gotta learn how to steer this thing. Okay, let's see here. Well, that's not so bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. All right. Well, emptying it is a little more difficult, but that's okay. This is already easier than a wheelbarrow would be, so all right. Satisfied with that. That'll work for me, actually. I think this thing's going to be quite useful. All right. This was a good investment. It's a couple $100, I think, on Amazon, because our stores here did not have anything like this in stock, so... All right, yeah, anyway, we're just going to carry on lowering this level and putting it over there, and the chickens are gonna dig it all up on me again because that's what they do, but that's okay. The other side to this too is that with this dirt being pressed up against that plywood, it's bowing the plywood out. So it's making the gate harder to close too. So that's another reason I want to fix this. I should have put some sort of 2x4 support or something in there, but I wasn't thinking about that at the time. I was just trying to get it done so that I wouldn't have to constantly clear out dirt from the in front of the gate to get it to close. Maybe I'll even out some of these spots as I go, because there's a lot of low lying, and I feel like if I turn this the wrong way, the whole thing's gonna tip. All right, so I don't know how well it shows on camera, especially with the sun kind of being coming from that direction, but we're down just over a foot on that plywood there, and I've just kind of gone around and, you know, filled in some low spots all around here. Kind of seeing here, a little bit in there, over here, and look at those cute boys. Those are the young ones, CJ and RJ. But yeah, for now, I think we're gonna call this good, because I'm dying of heat now, and at some point here, I need to get out the multi-tool so that I can cut down beside the posts. It's just a matter of whether or not I can find it. John has done some organizing and actually put tools into the tool chest. We've got a big husky tool chest that his parents got us a couple years ago. Or rather got him for, I think it was Christmas or something like that. His birthday and Christmas. One part for his birthday, one part for Christmas, I think it was. So that's now actually in the house with tools and is somewhat organized. So yeah, that's further closer to organized than we've been ever with tools. But yeah, I'll grab that and probably just use my circular saw for the bottom part, but I can't really get along the sides by the posts with the circular saw very easily, especially since I'm trying not to dig out the dirt in here, so that we don't unbury that fence. But for now, we're going to call this good. Oh yeah, this was one thing that I dug up. You never know on this property what you're going to find under the ground. We find all sorts of random stuff from the original owners. So yeah, that'll go in probably in the dump run pile, but unless John decides that he wants to keep it for something, I don't have a use for that. So, because I already have a manure fork. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, we are going to call that good on this for the moment, at least anyway. Possibly for the day, but we'll see if I get any energy back later on this afternoon. But the chickens are mostly over in the shade at this point. We got the two boys back here, and nobody's actually messing with the dirt that I just moved, but guarantee you, hi Beta, guarantee you, as soon as I get out of here, we're gonna have a whole bunch of them digging down in here. So I'm probably gonna have to push this back again, but that's okay. I kind of expect that, because that's what chickens do, isn't it, Beta? Yeah. Hey, RJ? Are you a good boy? All right, so I am out by my garden, and I was talking earlier about having to rebuild my grape trellis, and I've been thinking a lot about this. This is the current situation. It is being propped up by 2 2x4s. And if I come over here, you will be able to see exactly how much of a lean this thing is on, even being propped up by 2 2x4s. But I've been thinking this is a huge project, and oh, my owl decoy has fallen. This is a huge project, and I've got rhubarb underneath this trellis, which was a bad place to put it. But this trellis kind of, oh, don't stand in the garden row, it kind of sits like right in the middle of the garden. And I have a really big garden. It's probably somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 square feet. It runs along this way. It runs over there. That's the gate I just came through. As you can see, this fence is falling over. It is worse than it was, which has also been stressing me out because I haven't gotten, very far on redoing the posts on the fence. But this trellis takes up a good amount of space in the center of my garden. And it just it blocks a lot of light from that side of the garden. It blocks all of the light from over here because we are, right now I'm currently facing south. I think directly behind me, I think is northwest-ish. And so the sun kind of comes up across in front of where I'm standing here. And it's just, where it's placed is just not a good spot. And so what I'm actually considering doing now is kind of ballsy, considering how long it's taken me to get these grapes established. They are this year was their 4th year, I believe. And, I've shown them a few times in videos. They do really well. The downside to these grapevines is that the grapes are very tiny, and they do come with a lot of seeds, even though the one type is supposed to be seedless. And so we don't really actually eat them. And I got thinking today about it, and it's kind of a waste of space, really, to have something that takes up such a big footprint in the garden, because it's like a 4 foot by 8 foot section of the garden that blocks out sun from a much larger section of the garden, and I just don't know if it's worth it to keep them here. And so what I might actually attempt to do, since we don't really eat them, I might actually attempt to dig them up, which means cutting them back quite a bit, which is kind of daunting. But cutting them back quite a bit, they do, because they come up on both sides. There's 2 different types, one on one side, one on the other. So that's kind of a daunting thing to think about doing, but I might, trim them back to like this height, so they're, about 5 feet canes to start with, and then moving them. And I don't know if they'll survive the move. They say you should transplant things in the spring or the fall, so I figured now is a good time to do it. And this project was going to be a pretty big undertaking, because what I was going to be trying to do is trying to put new posts in on either side of where they are now, and then putting crossers this way and trying to kind of like weave underneath them to get supports in across the middle. And that is a pretty major project. Just getting the posts in the ground is a lot of work. because where we are, we have to go 4 feet into the ground to get past the frost line, so that things don't shift. All of the posts on this side that you would have seen me do in an early video on this channel took me quite a while because I'm digging the post by hand. And the reason I have to dig them by hand is because the fence is kind of embedded. It's kind of buried in the grasses and the ground, and it's kind of damn near impossible to pull it out. But yeah, what I'm thinking I might do is put them over here. You can see it. There's a fence here that runs up and around, and that gets good morning exposure to sun, or decent anyway. And it gets, as you can see with the sun on it, some evening sun as well. And I might just attempt to do that just to save myself some stress, because the idea of this project has been stressing me out. Because like I say, it would have been a pretty big project to take on. And I don't know if I could actually do it without damaging the vines. But, they're also making their way up. I don't know if you can see right here, making its way up into our oak tree that is in the garden here. And I don't really want them to take over that oak tree. I've watched that oak tree grow from like 8-10 feet tall. Now it's well over 20 feet tall in the last 5 years. Oaks grow pretty slow. And I really just don't want it to get too damaged. We love oak trees here. We don't take them down unless it's absolutely necessary. But yeah, I'm just, looking around at this garden that has gotten overgrown over the last couple of years of me working on other things, the chicken coop last year and the run, and this year just working a lot and not being able to get a whole lot done around here. And yeah, I think that might be the best bet with this right now, is just to remove them from the garden completely, give myself some more sunlight. We do have, a couple of trees here in the way that do block a little bit of sun as it is. But I think moving them might just be my best bet. And then I can just let them grow along the fence and have the fence as a sort of trellis. So yeah, I think that might be the plan for that. And in making that decision, it has kind of lifted a pretty big weight off my shoulders as far as things that need to be done. Because I can do this project probably in less than a day, whereas before it was going to take me a while. Because yeah, it's just, I don't know, it takes up a huge amount of space, this trellis, for grapes that we don't even really eat. Maybe someday down the road I will learn how to make wine or something from them. But yeah, they don't get big enough to really be worth eating, even though they are good. They're very tart. So I don't know if a difference in soil change would change that at all. But yeah, I might just, actually, I might just trim them down even lower than that. Maybe the 3-foot mark or something like that, and attempt to move them and see if they survive. Because yeah, then I can just get that done and move on to other pressing things. I've also debated building raised beds in this garden. So I don't know. We'll see. Where we go with this garden next year. But yeah, I would like to get it established again. And I've got, you know, a few things in here that are very established. Like my elderberry here is starting to get to be a nice size and actually do something. Hi, bee. I got a livestock guardian watching me over there. Athena is over on this side. Hi, pretty girl. You're such a good girl. But yeah, I think that's the decision that I think pretty much made at this point, because even if I do rebuild it, it's still going to take up a lot of space that could be used for growing things that we do actually eat on a regular basis. I would like to get more berry bushes in here. I've got some raspberries that I planted over here. They are, what are they called? Royalty, I think is the kind. They're like a purplish raspberry. I did have some golden raspberries in there, but they didn't end up making it past, I think it was past the first year, past the second year, I think. And then I've got wild raspberries over here coming up where I had some herbs and stuff planted, and they've kind of taken that over. But yeah, as you can see, like, this is really hard to manage. And so, I don't know, raised beds might be a better way to go. I don't know. It's just very difficult to manage this garden the way it is at the moment. Yeah, and we've put quite a bit of work into it for it to look like this, or rather I've put quite a bit of work into it for it to look like this. John did help with moving a bunch of dirt a couple years ago. We had 8, I think, truckloads in the back of my truck, shoveled by hand in and out of compost, well-rotted, like well-seasoned compost from a friend. And, you know, that's what built my raised beds. Or, well, my rows, I guess. They're not really raised beds, but you can kind of sort of see rows a little higher through the grass. So that's what, yeah, we used for that. But yeah, it's just with letting it get overgrown last year, with the focus being on the chicken coop. Because if you haven't seen previous videos, we dropped the old addition on the cabin pretty much down to the foundation, and rebuilt 3 walls, rebuilt the roof, and that is the section you see here on the side of the cabin, and then did the run that runs quite a bit to the back there, that you would have seen me working in earlier today. But yeah, I think, you know, this is just the grapes are just gonna need to move, and hopefully they survive, because it seems like an awful lot of work for something, like I say, that we don't really eat that much. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sure this video has gotten way too long, and I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time trying to edit it down and cut things out, and make it not be an hour-long video. So I think we're gonna call it here. I did not get the plywood cut down on the gate on the run yet, but I will probably get to that later on this week. I work tomorrow, and then Friday, and I think Sunday this week. So yeah, I'm part-time at my job, so I work part-time so that I can do the things on the homestead. But this summer, I ended up working full-time hours and did not have a whole lot of time left to do the things. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna move the grapes and you know, see if they survive. Maybe in future we'll get different types of grapes that get bigger. But yeah, where we live, we're kind of limited on types of grapes and fruit trees and stuff like that that will actually survive the winters here. Yeah, we do want to get more of that stuff going, like perennial fruits and stuff that come back every year. So maybe I will take that space and plant more rhubarb next year. Maybe I will take that space and, buy a bunch more raspberries and plant those. I don't know, but I can, Dexter, it's me, you idiot. The Chihuahua is on the bed, barking at the window at me. I don't know if you can see him here. He's literally standing there barking at me, even though he can see me. It's me! You idiot. It's me! Why are you barking? Anyway, like I say, video's gotten too long, so we're gonna call it quits here. And start of the next video, I guess we'll get back to working on the entrance to the run, getting that buttoned up, and hopefully moving some grapes a little later this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it wasn't too boring. Like I say, we're just kind of getting some things done that we need to get done before winter. There's not a lot of projects that go on in the winter because sometimes we get like 4 feet of snow and you can't really move around in that. So yeah, anyway, we'll call it here and talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.